Good morning, Winfield Elementary. Happy thrilling Thursday. My name is Mrs. Barton, and I'm going to bring you the Winfield News this morning. Today is Thursday, June 6th, 2024. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Winfield Character Pledge. Today is a new day. I let go of yesterday and any mistakes I may have made. I am lovable and capable. I have unlimited potential. I will do my best today so that others may also do their best. And now for the Winfield High Five. I am respectful, responsible, safe, prepared, and cooperative. Today's weather forecast is partly sunny with a high of 84 and a 56% chance of rain. Our virtue of the month for this week is endurance. Endurance is defined as the ability to continue with an unpleasant or difficult situation, experience, or activity over a long period of time. Our quote of the day is, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But do whatever you have to do to keep moving forward.
The Little Acorn, written by Hannah Rose Brown, illustrated by Anna Fila. In the tall green grass of a big meadow lived a giant old oak tree. Hanging from the limbs of the mighty oak was a tiny little acorn swaying in the wind. Alas, the time had come for him to fall off his tree and roll away to find the perfect place where he would grow. As a rush of wind rustled through the branches, the little acorn descended down from the sky and landed on a soft bed of grass. He was ready and excited for his journey ahead. He rolled along to a grassy green field nearby, where the sunlight warmed the air. The little acorn looked around at the heavenly spot and thought to himself, "This place is perfect. I will stay here." But as the day went on, the sun began to beat down on the open field, making it hotter and hotter. The little acorn was far too hot to stay, so he rolled on. Up and down he went, across meadows and fields, hillsides and forests, until he came upon a beautiful valley of flowers. The blossoming wildflowers lit up the horizon in a display of pastel pink, purple, and orange. Their sweet smell permeated the air as the little acorn watched the honeybees buzz around the flowers. He thought to himself, "This place is perfect. I will stay here." But as the day went on, the smell became sweeter and sweeter. Soon more and more honeybees arrived. Buzzing and buzzing, the bees grew louder and louder. It was far too noisy to stay, so he rolled on. The little acorn rolled harder and faster to propel himself atop a snow-covered mountain. It was perfect, he thought. He sat high above the world and thought to himself, "I will stay here." But as the day fell into night, the little acorn shivered in the freezing cold. Snow fell furiously until it completely covered him. The little acorn was far too cold to stay here, so once again he rolled on. It wasn't long before the little acorn was thawed out when he rolled down the mountain and right into a sleepy little town with big trees, birds singing, and flowers swaying in the distance. He checked the warm air and it felt just right. He smelled the flowers and they were the perfect scent. The little acorn was delighted as he rolled his way in. He thought to himself, "This is surely the place where I will stay. It is perfect." Just as he began to nestle into his new home of choice, the wind began to blow. It blew harder and harder until it picked up the little acorn and blew him right out of town. He blew through the meadows, down the hillsides, and through the woods, past all the places he had been and right over the snow-covered mountain. Upside down, twirling and whirling in the wind, he finally landed on the ground. The little acorn, looking all around, had never seen a place quite like this. "No, no," he thought to himself. "This is not where I belong. This place is dry, dark, and dirty. There are no flowers. There are no tall trees and not a single bird to sing a song. I cannot, I will not, and I do not want to stay here. I belong somewhere that is beautiful," he thought. So he tried with all his might to roll himself away. But it was no use. He was stuck between some old burnt brush. The poor little acorn laid there defeated as the sky turned gray and soft raindrops fell onto the black meadow around him. When morning arrived, the little acorn awoke to the feeling of the warm sun. He saw that overnight he had planted himself into the ground. He looked out at the side of his new home and thought it would never be as beautiful as all the other places he had been. The sunlight warmed the ground as it shined bright over the little acorn. Days, weeks, and years passed. The rain came to the thirsty, dark land, quenching its thirst. In time, the once little acorn had grown into a mighty oak tree. Standing tall, he looked out all around him onto a beautiful green meadow. The dark meadow that was once burned and covered in ash was now bursting with life. Deep green grass grew wildly under trees for miles, and happy little birds sat atop their branches singing songs. Rays of sunshine peeked through the clouds onto the happy meadow. Pink, purple, and orange flowers swayed in the wind while honeybees hummed softly in the distance. Just then, the mighty oak tree knew he was planted right where he was supposed to be.
If today is your birthday, we'd like to wish you a happy birthday. Please be sure to stop by Miss Bisker's office for your birthday pencil. Today's lunch is ham and cheese ripper and yogurt entree. Our joke of the day. What do you call a rabbit with fleas? What, you ask? Bugs Bunny. Don't forget to do your best today. Say one positive thing to someone to make his or her day. Get some shout outs. Let's make it a great day of learning, we feel.